Welcome to Miniatures Rundown. I'm Kevin, and welcome to part 2 of Taking Back Your Warhammer. If you haven't, I really recommend that you watch part 1 here. Or is it maybe here? I don't know. We'll see. Today, I'm going to explore probably the most important part of Taking Back Your Warhammer, getting started. Now, if you and your group are already doing something like playing a previous edition of the game and having a great time, then you're already 5 steps ahead. So maybe this won't be all that helpful. You've already figured out how to make the most of your hobby without the benefit of a safety net like a current edition provides. So you find the current offering of match play just is not all that fulfilling. Sending your Marines into the paintball course of take and hold layout A isn't doing it for you anymore. But that's what's played these days. You walk into your game store with an army case in hand, and the tables all have expected and approved setups. You've long taken the twist deck out of your chapter approved cards and get ready to punch in for some 40k. Okay, maybe that kind of liminal, bleak picture is somewhat hyperbole, but it can be very routine, and maybe that's what's grinding at you. I know it's what occasionally bothers me. As I said in the previous video, I don't have a problem with match play or tournament style play. I love 40k tournaments, and match play has done a really great job of making 40k an experience where two complete strangers can come to the table and have a good time. However, it's not what I'm always looking for, especially when I'm playing with people that I've been gaming with for years. I'm not prepping for a tournament. There's no reason my friends and I have to all play the same missions and layouts that LVO will be using, especially if we're not even planning on playing there. So what do I do about it? Time to exercise that creative writing class that you had in your first year of college and probably slept through, like me. I'll lead with an example. A while ago, my friend whom I play 40k with quite a lot, we often travel to big events, big and small together, asked me if I wanted to play, so of course the answer was yes. However, he said that he was in the mood to play a narrative game, so I said sure, I'll find something. So I scoured my collection of White Dwarf magazines, narrative supplements, campaign books, and whatnot to see what I could find. I curated a few scenarios that I think would be fun to play out between my Leagues of Votann and his Astra Militarum. When I arrived, I showed him what I dug up. Kind of to my disappointment, he was pretty unimpressed. Now this friend of mine, we've been playing together for years. We've gone to many events together, big and small. He's a much better player than I am, and much more of a tournament presence. So I figured he wanted something with structure, set objectives, and just some narrative window dressing to spice it up. I did not understand the assignment. I'm a pretty creative guy. In my tabletop RPG years, I was a forever DM. I've written many narrative campaigns for various war games. I like to imagine. What I missed was I was being asked to put that same energy into this 40k game. So we sat down and came up with a scenario where an Imperial convoy was moving through a hab block, and my kin were eager to acquire the material being transported through this hab block. We set up the terrain to reflect this, then deployed his army along the central roadway. I set up my leagues, hidden behind ruins, out of sight, ready to ambush the Imperial column. No distinct deployment zones, no special mechanics, just what looked correct. What followed was an amazing game. We decided destroyed vehicles, unless they exploded, would stay as wreckage, acting as ruins, rules-wise. Ultimately, the game culminated in a unit of Tempestus Scions scaling a tower to assassinate my call, ultimately securing victory for the Imperium. It was a great time. There were no victory points, or secondaries, turn limits, just a scenario before us, and the rules of 40k to help facilitate it. What I found interesting was two very experienced veterans of the game decided to toss out much of what was in match play, sat down, discussed a scenario from our imaginations, and acted on it. What occurred was an amazing game of 40k. The rules are just an artifice that allows your toy soldiers to interact. Now, that's not the amount of prep I want to put into every single time I roll dice. However, the work was absolutely worth it. I think that's where Taking Back Your Warhammer starts. Finding that one or more people in your circle that may also find match play, only, no exceptions, starting to grow stale, and adjust your game to do something different. Treat it more like a tabletop RPG, which of course is very much what the roots of 40k's earliest editions of the game recommended, that there would be a game master to proctor the match. It's important to note that this isn't going to shake the foundations and change the very fabric of the 40k community. That's not the goal. And honestly, for me, that's not even a desired outcome. I like match play in tournament style games. I don't want to remove that entirely from my gaming time. So it's going to take going out on a limb, and there's a decent chance that some people you ask simply won't be interested. And that's okay. Everyone enjoys their hobby in their own way. Remember, joy is infectious. I think there's probably a possibility that if you're enjoying your game with more freedom, narrative style, that others might see how fun that style of game can be. And you never know, you might find some people who want to share that experience. But remember though, that's not the point. The point is to make it your Warhammer. Bring the joy back to your game and how you want to play. The goal isn't growth, necessarily. The goal is fun. Thank you for joining me, and follow for future parts in this series. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.